Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night from wherever you're watching from. This is the Master Teacher Serene. On this channel, we talk about self development, language exchanges, and so forth. Today, we're going to talk about habits. There are good ones and bad ones. We all know that we are what we eat, what we think, and what we do. But some of us don't, eat what we're supposed to eat to be healthy. We don't think the way we're supposed to think to improve our lives, and we don't do what we must do or what we have to do to impact and live a meaningful life. Who does not know that alcohol reduces the brain capacity? Who does not know that being obese can cause respiratory problems? Who does not know that smoking can kill, or it kills already? Smoking can cause lung cancer and heart diseases. Who does not know that mobile phones addiction can cause depression? Somebody is talking on the other one, let's say your ex or your enemies. You go there, you see that they have improved without you. They don't need you. And maybe it will destroy your day. Or you go on the news and see bad news. Not only that, you can be a teenager or someone underage. Go on the social media and become addicted to some sort of X videos. Who does not know that being a workaholic can damage your marriage or your personal relationship with your children, because you're not going to have time to make up for them. You there chasing money and work, but your family needs you as well, as a dad, as a mom. Who does not know that tardiness can ruin your reputation? You've just got a new job, your first day at work, you 30 minutes late. You have a very important interview, you can make it on time, especially Africans. Who does not know that gossiping can destroy the trust you've built on? When you talk on people's back, it can ruin your friendship. It can destroy the trust you've worked for, you've built. Know that we should keep a balanced diet. We should eat vegetables, we should exercise, we should get enough sleep. But, to stay healthy, but we don't do that. We all know that we should break through from certain habits because it's toxic for our lives, for the people around us, for us, and for the world that we want to be a better place. But we don't do that. Why is it so? Why don't we do that? And how can we break a bad habit? How can we build better habits? This is what we're going to talk on this video. First thing first, what is it? What is a habit? A habit is a trigger, a behavior, and a reward. It's pretty much like a loop, and it comes back and forth. So a trigger, what is a trigger? A trigger is pretty much, let's say, for example, in a case of somebody that is smoking, which is the behavior. So if you're smoking, what could be the trigger? Maybe you've watched people smoking in front of you, and maybe you see them happy, or they tell you that it makes them feel good and something like this. So you have something. It could be cultural, it could be whatever you see, it could be a trigger for you. What triggers you to smoke? Meanwhile, you know that smoking kills. So the behavior is smoking. The trigger is maybe what seeing people, seeing your father, you seeing your uncle, seeing somebody smoking in the community where you're living. The reward could be the feeling after smoking. How do you feel? What are you smoking it for? Some people, as a reward, mostly it's emotional. Maybe it kind of boosts their energy, like alcohol. You think like you've become invincible, you've become stronger. So it's pretty much some kind of energy level. It's kind of that's what they call these substances addictives or something like that. It's kind of something that is not natural. It's temporary. It's imaginary. It kind of boosts your brain to a certain level, but then after that, it breaks you after. So pretty much same thing. The reward could be a feeling. What does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? And or maybe just a distraction. Maybe when you smoke, it makes you kind of forget your stress or something like this. A lot of people, when they get stressed, they have to go and smoke something. So that's pretty much it. Yeah. For example, in terms of mobile phone addiction, what could be the trigger? The trigger could be, let's say, your thoughts. The trigger could be just you seeing your phone somewhere, you know. So the behavior is being addicted to, using your phone every second. And the reward could be, a feeling as well. Yeah, like let's take some more example. For example, being a workaholic. What could be the trigger? The trigger maybe could be, those things that they say, if you work hard, you become rich. And, you've seen people working hard, or you kind of struggling with, money or something of a kind. So the trigger could be the community, again, cultural kind of influences on your life. And the behavior would be the fact that you are a workaholic. You leave home in the morning, you come back the next day, or you go for weeks, you can't show up, you don't have time to play with your children, help them do their homeworks and all that kind of thing. Yeah, that's pretty much the behavior. And the reward is, in that specific case, is, let's say, maybe the feeling that maybe some days you're going to get rich, or you're doing it for the sake of the children, or for the sake of the family. It's kind of a feeling. And the thing is that it goes back and forth. It's a loop. It's the same. So to summarize, habit is the trigger, the behavior, and the reward. If I can even go further, how about tardiness? Let's say it could be cultural too. Some people, especially in Africa, if you have a birthday party or something of a kind, when you throw your birthday party and you say the time, most of the time you have to put it maybe 2 hours later from the moment that you want it. Like you could have wanted it to start, because if you put it at the exact time, people will be showing up maybe 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes after that time. And for the most part, let's say you want a party to start at 6, the people might be showing up at 8. So it's kind of something cultural. So yeah, the trigger maybe could be the culture, the people that you see around you doing it, and then you used to that. And the behavior is exactly what you're doing there. And the reward is the fact that if you will feel better, because if you would have come to your party at before the time or in time, then you wouldn't have been able to start on time. So by the time you came late and everybody started late, so pretty much the feeling, but it's a mess, because that's not how it's supposed to be. Yeah, gossiping. You talking shit about somebody that when you see the person in front of you, you are very, you say good things about the person, but by the time the person turns his or her back, you start to throw shit, trash on them. So it's kind of what we call hypocrisy, and it's a very bad habit. But by the time the same person you are gossiping about, that person might go and say the same thing again to that same person. Oh, the other one was gossiping about you and something like this. And then at this point you lose the trust. Your friendship with that person that you were gossiping about might be ruined. So that's pretty much it. Yeah. Now we are going to talk about the solution. Is now how to break a bad habit, how to build better habit. First and foremost, we better understand the difference between intelligence and wisdom. Most of us know that those bad habits are bad and we shouldn't be doing them, but no one has the gut or has the method to break it, because we actually use it the wrong way. The brain works in a way that whatever you tell the brain not to do is exactly what it's going to focus on and do. So what we should do in case is some sort of training of the mind that will bring us to an alignment with what we want for our life and what we see and what we are doing. So pretty much it's called mindfulness training to let go. You don't have to stop yourself from smoking, for example. You don't have to say, oh, you know what, I will stop smoking today. It's almost impossible. You have to find a transition. You have to find a way to transit from the feeling, the cravings that you have. Maybe change it into a candy instead of a cigarette, right? So if you are very spiritual, maybe start to understand that you can turn that cigarette into something different than a physical sort of thingy, and get to understand the feeling that is making you get to that level of cravings or addiction, right? So pretty much mindfulness training, or to let go. And if you are very sort of scientific kind of thingy, you better go and watch a video or watch yourself. Allow yourself to smoke even, a whole pack of cigarette. And if you have a lab, try to check a way to feel your body, experiment how the cigarette is torturing your body, how the cigarette is killing your lungs, how the cigarette is causing you problems. Because a lot of us, we would watch people have a heart attack, for example, because they have respiratory problem, or they have lung cancer, or they have heart diseases because of smoking, but it wouldn't change much. Right? You have to feel it yourself. You have to train your mind to understand that, okay, I think I've seen you messing up too much. Now I want to stop you. You are the only one that can really stop yourself. So you got to go to the point where you are going to say, okay, I've had enough of this, and I'd better move on to something else. I need help now. By the time you recognize that you need help, you can help yourself, because nobody can help you. You are the only one that has to mindfully train your addiction, your habit. So what you're gonna do, instead of having a trigger on cigarette, maybe you can transform it into a candy. Even candy too is something else, because sugar also kind of can cause obesity, right? So you gotta go and eat more vegetables, and do things that would the triggers, yeah, because her habit is just a trigger that goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So if you can change your triggers, if you can change the community, if you can tell yourself that you are different than this thing, the feeling that you're feeling is just an imagination, it's just temporary. But on the long run, let's say smokers, sometimes they don't know that they can die tomorrow because of heart attack. If they don't care about maybe how long they would live, if they don't have any responsibility, you should find a reason why you should stay alive, why you should pay attention to your life, why you should live. And the people that are in your life, you should find a reason and change that feeling. If you're not doing it for yourself, but at least do it for your children. Let's say you have obesity or something like this. Well, if you know that at some point, whenever you have, especially if it's mixed with diabetes or some sort of cardiovascular problems, you can die within a week. So if you have children, if you have people that depend on you, I think your thought process would change. At that point, you can force yourself to stop, to moderate, and then stop. So that was pretty much it for today. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to the channel. Bye for now.